It's your daily dose of Donna. Welcome to the show. Today is Tuesday, October 28th. Thank you so much for making it in for another episode of Daily Dose of Donna. We have a full show for you guys today. I hope everyone's having a phenomenal day. I do hope you guys are having a great day. It is a gorgeous day here in Los Angeles, a gorgeous, beautiful, sunny day. We are in October. We are coming up into Halloween, and it's hot. It always is hot the week of Halloween. I don't understand. I don't understand how it's always sunny, hot, and like 90 degrees. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. But you know what? Lance and I have figured out our Halloween costume. I'm excited. It's going to resonate with all of you guys that have been around here, all of you parents of kids in the middle school arena. You're going to get it. You're going to get it. My kids are going to be so embarrassed of us. It's going to be perfect. Get ready. I don't understand why my name is in blue here. I don't understand why StreamYard does this to me. Everyone, you should be so excited because look at this. Micah officially has got the wrench. We have officially upgraded Micah to wrench status. I don't know what that will do. Don't get too excited about your wrench, Micah. All right. Some people take those wrenches and it, explodes their head. So use that wrench sparingly. If you guys are here, if you guys are queer, then let's all do a cheer. My rainbow is on the wall. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to hit that like because everyone, my friends, we've got a very, very interesting episode of Daily Dose of Donna. It's going to be spicy. It's going to bring some haters in. What else is new? What else is new? I'm ready for it. Are you ready for it? It's your Daily Dose of Donna. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. I'm going to see if I can quickly switch around all my colors and all my stuff. I don't get it. I don't understand why they do this to me. Get me back to my purple. Get me back to my bubble. Oh, I feel so much better. It's not exactly the purple that I normally go for. Okay, there we go. Working it out. Working 9 to 5. Oh my goodness, guys. Yesterday was quite a day. What did I do yesterday? Oh, I had to drive far. We're coming up on the bar mitzvah. You guys are very aware of this. I'm bringing you along. You guys want to come to the party? We are working. We are coming up on 18 days away, 19 days away. It's getting pretty crazy, and I am very ready for it to be over. Okay. I'm not a party planner by trade. I don't like it. I don't want to. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I just want to party. I just want it to be done. I've got all the merch in boxes. Do you know now you have to have merch for bar mitzvahs? What is this? What is this? When I was a kid and we went to bar mitzvahs, we just went and got our faces spray painted on a t-shirt or our names or our hands dipped in wax. Now you get merch. There's no bar mitzvah without coming home with a sweatshirt or pajama pants. What is this? What is this? Unbelievable. We will, you guys will get a little behind the scenes. Yeah, I can do a fun little Patreon behind the scenes. I have a photo booth. I have all kinds of, I have so much stuff over there in front of me in my office here. I have so much stuff. We have the DJ booked. We have we have a blackjack situation. We have a henna girl. Yeah, she's doing henna tattoos. We have all the games. We have cocktail hour. We have a boba guy. It's a joke. My wedding was not this good. My wedding was not this good. All right. So, oh my gosh, what is this? You went to, okay, Maddie, can you come to the bar mitzvah? I'm not joking, Maddie. I'm going to text you. A Special K says, Donna, I went to one in NYC and the MTV dancers were there in 1995. Was Camille Grammer one of them? What do you mean MTV dancers? Was Eric Nice there? Do you guys remember Eric Nice? Remember before he went crazy on ayahuasca? Oh, loved him. Ah, good times. Reminding me, how's Kelly Wolf these days? Eric Nice, Kelly Wolf, real world, okay? Let's get into today's stories. I think we should start out talking a little bit about. Well, let's start actually as people kind of start to file on in. Let's start talking about this Justin Bieber. Do we want to show comments on stage? What is this show comments on stage drama? Do we like this? Do you give me in the comments if you like this or not? That you can see it on the stage. Does it matter? Now, Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber is, he's really leaning in to his religious side, it sounds like. I'm confused a little bit on Justin Bieber these days. We did have a clip of him going out the other night. He was at a concert and he went to a concert and it was actually kind of sweet. Everyone always questions Justin Bieber's love for Hailey Bieber, his wife. I don't. I think he's in love with her, you guys. I actually think he loves her. I know that they tried to paint her out as being some crazy stalker chick. I think he loves her. But they were actually hanging out. And okay, I'm going to read still if you guys like the comment things on the stage. Just keep telling me. So far, not so good. I know it's small. Like, why? We'll keep talking and then we'll decide if we want to do it or not. So they're doing they were at a concert the other day. It was Justin Bieber and it was Hailey Bieber and Kendall Jenner. Now this looked a little threesome like, I'm not going to lie. So there was I can't remember even whose concert was it. I'll show you guys a little clip of it. Let me ask you guys a question. Just honestly. Honest question. How would you feel if this was you, your husband, and your best friend? Maybe you guys wouldn't care. Truly asking. Okay? Truly asking. So this was the other night. It says Kendall Jenner certainly wasn't a third wheel during a recent outing with the Biebers. They were all wrapping up in a three-way embrace. They were at the Dijon show in San Diego Saturday night, vibing to the music. Yes, Dumois posted this. This is what happened. Okay, so let me go over here to Dumois' profile where she posted it. Let's click on the actual video and we can watch it together. Here we go. There you go. And now you can see it all together. I'm not going to actually play the music. Guys, I, I don't know. Let me be honest with you. Now, I know that Hailey and Kendall are very, very close, okay? I get it. But as Carlina Yamel says in the comments on Dumois' post, this is so weird since he used to hook up with Kendall. Okay? He used to hook up with her. I'm sorry. If Lance was all up on Molly Dare and like I'm on the side and Molly Dare is front and center, I would be like, this is weird. This is weird. Maybe I'm too old school. I just think it's a little weird. There's another one. Now, here he's playing with Hailey Bieber. That's his wife, okay? That's kind of cute. I don't mind this one at all. He's playing with his wife's hair. That's sweet, okay? Now, another comment, the Bebe here says, with all due, they're rolling their faces off, which means ecstasy. I've never in my life been on ecstasy. So you druggies out there can tell me. But I heard that if you are on E, you're very like touchy. You want to touch everyone. You want to touch. You want to touch. Okay. This other comment says feels like a Coldplay concert. That's hilarious. It gives me weird vibes. Okay. Now, August says that's the nicest he's ever been in public. Okay. Another comment says, tells me you're on Molly without telling me you're on Molly. I've never been on Molly. I mean, I was going to make a joke about Molly Dare. I've really never been on Molly or Molly Dare. I've never been on any drug other than marijuana and alcohol. So I am not one. Actually, in a funny, strange thing, I did have a dream last night about being on cocaine, like by accident. Someone else was doing like a thing, whatever it's called, and it like inadvertently, like I got to contact something, and I was so scared because I was like, now I'm going to be addicted. I'm very scared of drugs for this reason. I don't want to be seen in this kind of capacity, making out, hugging and touching with my husband and another partner. Truly, that's how I feel. You know? Yes, Wild Bones. I've never been on any Molly. Molly Dare, Molly the drug. I really haven't. Now, there was also another story. You know what's actually kind of reminding me of Molly? On Call Her Daddy, when Kim Kardashian was on the show. It was so interesting. Alex Cooper just asked her so randomly, so what was the craziest thing you ever did on Molly? Like, it's such a normal question. Like, is Molly, like Molly? It's asking as if you just, what was the craziest thing you've ever done drunk? Is Molly just like a normal thing that we do now? Oh, yeah, Molly, just Molly. What was the craziest thing you've ever done? How many of you guys have done Molly? Is Molly just a thing that we're doing? Hey, pass me some Molly over there. What? I wouldn't even, what form is Molly? Do you get it in a pill? Do you get it in a drink? Do you get it as like one of those things where it dissolves in your mouth? What is Molly? I don't want that in my life. I want to know what I'm doing. I don't want to feel like I need to touch you weird. Most of my dosers are not Mollyers. Okay, pill. A lot of you guys know pills. It comes in different forms. Okay, now I know which ones of you guys are drug addicts. Good to know. Just kidding. Oh, when I was younger, we did a lot. Interesting. Special K says when I was younger, we did lots of acid and MDMA. Is that why your name is Special K? What does Molly even stand for? Does it stand for something? Is it supposed to? My only love language, you. That's what I'm thinking it is. Okay. Wow. Enrique is really our best doser. I've never even been drunk. I judge all the American movies, shows, and celebs that talk about drugs like it's water. I've never seen drugs in my life. Enrique, the next thing you tell me, you're going to be like, I'm 12. Enrique, how old are you? Good for you. Seriously, I'm so proud of you that you're actually a doser. How old are you? I am so proud of you. Wow. You guys, good people also are in this community. Now, Justin Bieber was on Twitch, a live stream on Twitch, and that's something that I don't actually know. Like, I don't go to Twitch. There's certain apps that I never go to. I don't go to Twitch. I don't go to Rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. I don't go to some of those, right? And he was on a Twitch live stream, and he really started talking about all kinds of things. TMZ posted a video of it, and I kind of find this interesting. It's very religious. Do you think that this is actually something that you abide by? I find it awfully telling. It says Justin Bieber is talking to these guys. Well, why don't you guys listen for yourself? Let me make it bigger here. That's what she said. Wait, hold on. I can't see. I need to be able to see you guys. Hold on. Okay, I can't see, so I'm just going to be able to, hold on. There we go.
You could do everything right, and then your life is full of resentment then. because you're like,
right.
well,
You're gonna go bad at one point.
1,000%.
Say that Shane.
Well, Jesus also one-ups it by saying, like, if you even think of a woman with lust, it's the same thing as
Going all the way.
actually doing it,
Insane.
committing adultery or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same thing. So it's like if it even just crosses your mind for 1 second, if you treat a man with anger or something, it's the same as killing a man. Scripture says.
Yeah.
I killed like 10 people this week. like for real, bro.
Yeah.
So he says cheating is the same thing as, like, thinking lustfully about a woman is the same thing as cheating, and just having anger towards something or someone is the same thing as killing a man. He said that according to scripture, and he feels that way. He also said that in another article Daily Mail picked up about the fact that he feels adultery is actually fantasizing about a woman that you're not with. If you think of a woman with lust, it's the same thing as actually doing it, committing adultery, if it even crosses your mind for 1 second, which I find very, very interesting. I also find it incredibly interesting how many drinks are on his table. Like, can we talk about that? Why? Why so many drinks? I don't know if you can see it in this little picture. Let's look at this, you guys. We have 2 In-N-Out cups. We have about 4 coffee cups in front of him, an Erewhon smoothie, just from what I can see, just from this one picture in front of him. What's happening with all these drinks? So there's something going on. Justin Bieber is an interesting one, but this kind of aligns with what we were about to talk about, which is with Britney Spears, only because this child celebrity turning into, it really messes with your brain, you guys. It really messes with who you are. And I'm not saying that Justin Bieber is totally like a lost cause. I don't mind necessarily if this is where you are, like, this is better than being a mess and on drugs and falling apart. Like a few months ago, I feel like he seemed really in bad shape. This actually seems like he's better than he was. But I actually just think being a child star is really, really, it's just tough. It's just tough. And he's going to be judged for the rest of his life. Like, it's interesting because we just showed a video of him that is pretty clear. Everyone is agreeing that it looks like he's probably on some sort of substance. We've seen videos of him in the last few months of him clearly on some sort of substance. Yet he's in this video right now talking about, scripture and the commandments and Bible and how he feels this way and how he feels adultery is even just thinking about another woman. Yet he's like hugging up on another woman and laying on top of another woman, basically with Kendall. And we've seen him basically like kiss other women on the cheek and this, and you're saying that the kid never looks at corn, and any of this other stuff. So it just feels very hypocritical behavior from Justin Bieber. I'm just being honest. This is it as an outsider. Just saying. So I question a lot of things that these people say. Am I crazy? Yeah, Maddie has a really good point. Why do these people always find those funny pastors to follow and worship? I think because these people are looking for, because they're looking for acceptance. They're looking for someone to make them feel special. They're looking for a home. That's why we fall into Scientology. That's why we fall into, cults, the NXIVM, the dance cults, any sort of religious cults. And I'm not saying religion in general is a cult. I'm just saying these scary kind of odd ones. And I think it's really truly a place of like a void. You're lacking of something. You're lacking that attention in some way. Allison Stoner's memoir, I've talked about this so many times, but truly when I tell you, and I was so hesitant to get into it, I was so hesitant to read it because there's a part of Allison Stoner. If you guys don't know who she is, let me show you who she is just to kind of like jog your memory. If you know me, you're going to know that like right off the bat, she's not necessarily my cup of tea. Okay. Because she's a little bit too, how do I say this without being like maybe a little bit, I don't want to say anything that's like going to come off a little bit judgmental, but she's just like a little bit super progressive for me, like in a lot of ways, right? She's not necessarily exactly my cup of tea in that way. Like she's a they, them. She's very, very fringe in a lot of her thinking. And she's, we probably would not very much get along in real life. But her story about growing up in the industry is so remarkable and so interesting to me. I have to say, her memoir, which is called Semi Well Adjusted, is really well done. Really well done. So I listened to it. I thought it was fascinating. And she is a perfect example of someone that fell into multiple different little like angles of religion, cult-ish, different little paths because she was just dying to be accepted and wanted. It was really fascinating. And I just think you should maybe give it a chance if you're interested in the child star world. This is her when she was a kid. If you guys remember who she was as a young girl, she is. It's a lot. It's a lot, and it's a pretty depressing life. But what happens is you become so used to getting that attention, and this is kind of like a Britney Spears entrance. Everything we're talking about. Britney Spears and her and Allison and Justin Bieber and all of them. I think what happens is you get so used to attention. And I'm not blaming Britney. This is not like, this is why Britney's crazy. This is not why Britney posts this way. This is not why but when you get so much attention, you may hate the negative attention you're getting because you're getting a lot of hate. You're getting a lot of mean tweets. You're getting a lot of mean comments. You're getting a lot of nastiness on the internet, et cetera, et cetera. Like Justin Bieber yells at the paparazzi, right? Leave me alone, leave me alone. So does Britney. She got mad at the paparazzi. She hates it. But then when it quiets down, you don't know how to function. You become addicted to that connection, to that attention, to just attention in general, quieting down. And Allison explains this really, really well in the memoir that she hated getting the attention and the negative feedback. Like people would constantly talk about her looks and how she wasn't pretty enough and this and this and that. And she hated it so much. But then when the roles dried up and she didn't get the jobs, she was desperate to be talked about again. And so this is how like those things kind of transpire. So you can hate the paparazzi. Justin Bieber always talks about he hates the paparazzi, but the guy is constantly out and about. And if you hate the paparazzi, there's ways to avoid the paparazzi. So you can't really believe that he hates the paparazzi or he hates the attention. There's something very, very fascinating about it. So many people have birthdays today, by the way. I am seeing your guys' comments. So many people have birthdays. Happy birthday to the birthday people, to the October 28th birthdays. It's my best friend Jamie's birthday. Happy birthday, Jamie. Oh my gosh, happy birthday, Jamie. I forgot to text her. Hold on. You guys just reminded me. Happy birthday, Jamie. I love you. Thank you. Okay. So anyway, the point is that it's a really, really evil cycle. And I do think that there are people like Britney Spears and there are people like Justin Bieber and there are people like all these people that say like, leave me alone, but really don't want to be left alone because Britney Spears could go quiet. She could go completely quiet. She doesn't need to be posting on her Instagram. and be getting that negative feedback. She could go quiet, but she doesn't. She chooses to go and continue to be posting, et cetera, et cetera. Speaking of Britney Spears, so I did have a debate yesterday, and I was on the phone with Andy Signor this morning for an entire hour. I actually really like Andy. Andy and I get along really well. He's a good guy, even though I disagree with a lot of his feedback on certain things and a lot of his thoughts on certain things. And I actually want to talk about his interview with Sam Lutfi. I'm trying to get that name right because there's something about this Sam Lutfi guy that just gives me the heebie-jeebies. And I'm not saying that that means Kevin Federline is right. And I'm not saying that, Britney's wrong or Sam is wrong and this person's right. I just think there's a lot of shady people involved. And I just don't, in my gut feeling, I just think Sam is bad news bears. For some reason, the Sam guy, this former manager of Britney Spears that was around her when she was in the height of her craziness, and she ended up getting a restraining order against him. Her whole family got a restraining order against him. All of a sudden, he's now this guy that is like the only one speaking out for her. I don't trust him. I don't believe it. Now, Andy has a different relationship with him. He's been kind of like speaking to him for months and months and months, or sorry, years and years and years. And they've spoken, and he did this 3-part interview with him, and he feels that he's telling the truth. He gets a genuine, real vibe from him. So they did speak, and, he's released 2 of the 3 parts already with the Sam guy. I will play a little bit of it and talk to you about my feelings about it, but to fall immediately into, in my opinion, oh my gosh, thank God Sam is speaking up for Britney. Thank God he's defending Britney. That's amazing. It seems too easy. I think he knows that the fans want Britney to be, the fans love Britney. The fans want Britney to be protected. The fans are on Britney's side. And so Sam wants to be back in with the fans. And Sam has been vilified by so many people for years and years and years. And this is an opportunity for him to get back in with the fans when he speaks. That's my opinion, because I have not felt that he has had Britney Spears back in so many years. That's my feeling. He just has an energy about him. I don't know. I get a bad energy. That's just, what do you guys think about Sam? Tell me in the comments. Sam Lutfi. If you remember anything about Sam Lutfi from back in the day, I just think that he has just a vulture vibe. When I think of him back in the day, he went against Britney. He went against her whole family. And I just feel like it's weird. I just feel like it's weird. Now, okay. Popcorn Planet, and I guess I'll continue to talk about, you know, Andy. And like I said, I actually really appreciate Andy and like Andy as a person. I think he's a really, really good guy and a nice guy, and we can disagree. He has really strong feelings about certain things, and that's okay. He's a very much on the free Britney, leave Britney alone camp. And I also want Britney to be healthy, but leaving Britney alone, free Britney is not necessarily, I think, the healthiest thing for Britney. That's just my personal opinion. I think Britney needs saving. I think she needs help. I think she actually seems like she's not doing very well. Let me show you a little bit of the interview, and also go watch it. Go subscribe to Andy and go watch it. I come, with nothing but love for Andy for doing this interview. He sat down with, let me get the interview up. He sat down with Sam, and they spoke about it. This is the second part. And they spoke about, on this one, they spoke about Jamie Lynn, the sister. They spoke a little bit about the Justin Timberlake. And this I thought was a little interesting. So did you guys read Britney Spears' memoir? I did. I listened to it. It was read by Michelle Williams. I thought it was actually really well done. It was very coherent, which makes me question a lot of it, right? Now that you know the way Britney Spears writes. It was very coherent. It was very well done. But Britney Spears did not have good things to say about Justin Timberlake in that memoir. Can we all remember that? Justin Timberlake came off like a big douche nozzle in that Britney Spears memoir. I actually think that's why a lot of people turned on Justin Timberlake after that book came out. Justin Timberlake used to be like the reigning king, and we love Justin Timberlake. I love Justin Timberlake, okay? He was my number one. God Must Have Spent a Little More Time on You was my like love anthem between Justin Timberlake and I. He was my boyfriend. He was my number one. JC Chasez, who? I was Justin Timberlake's wife. And then what happened was after that book and the forced abortion, like all these horror stories. Was it not abortion? There was like the baby story. Like there was all these crazy stories about. He did not come off well in that book. He did not come off well. Now, this guy Sam is talking about Justin Timberlake in this like really positive way, and he's speaking up for Britney Spears. So it makes me say, are you sure you're speaking up for Britney, or are you speaking up for yourself? Because that does not feel like Britney Spears would agree with you.
All the time. They didn't approve of anything. To her, it was this young love. They're both great big stars. He was fantastic to her. His family was the dream family she always wanted. His mother is what she always wanted her mom to be like. She played his music all the time, would dance to his music all the time.
I'm going to make it a little faster.
So she had an enormous amount of respect for him. She really loved him a lot. She really cared about him. I would ask sometimes, like, hey, so what happened? It's just embarrassing, and never really got a straight answer. So I don't have anything to say other than I think there was so much influence coming in, and there was a lot of rumors. People would tell her rumors. He's doing this, he's doing. They would try to get her head, just like we witnessed with every relationship she's ever had. I remember that year he had a new album. I think they came out with Timbaland or whatever, and I remember we had to go buy it, and she would pump it out in the car and play it. So when the fans are jumping down, I think it's odd because that was like probably a good time in her history. I think that was like a good time in her evolution. They were both evolving at the same time. They were both young. They were both kids. And it's just like a special nostalgic period of her life.
The internet has not been kind to him, though. They look back now in that time period at him being problematic, trying to cancel him. He was saying stuff about her, like about their sex life and Crimea River, all this stuff. Like,
I think that's all.
The internet has not been kind because of what Britney has said.
Art and music. I don't think she's ever been bothered by it. I don't even know who he's really talking about in that sense. I think it would have been better, I think, in my opinion, for the fans to preserve that moment of her life as a sacred kind of, cool time of her period. Like, hey, that was two stars, two people that didn't need each other for fame or money. Here's a guy who had his own career and his own money, and they were equals. And I think that's the first and only and last time she had an equal in her life. So I think it's unfair for everyone to target Justin.
Was Justin actually helpful during your tenure?
100%. So I never reached out to him. I didn't call him. I just remember the press was, had no idea what was really going on. 2007, everyone's saying all this crazy stuff.
So he talks about how Justin was helpful when they were working together. It's very different than any story that we've heard from Britney. So now we're questioning everything that we've ever heard from Britney. If you're going against, the story that we've heard from Britney, now it's like, what's happening here, right? But then there's also another question, and you guys can go and listen to this entire interview. Then there's another question about the fact that in Britney's book, if you guys remember, there was absolutely no mention of Sam. Sam, who was a huge part of Britney's life during this tumultuous time, is not mentioned at all in that memoir, if you guys know. Not one time. So Andy's asking him about it. It's right around this time.
Yeah, I've been slung through this, dragged through the mud, and she has never mentioned me ever. And it's like, all right, great. After the conservative, she could have gone on Twitter or Instagram, said, Sam did it, never did none. And I was very comfortable with that. So it was nice. So my lawyers had reached out to her lawyers and said, hey, if there's any way we can get a copy of the book first. They said, no, we're not giving out. They said, well, my client would just like to express the fact that he would rather not be mentioned in it.
So you asked to be out of the book.
Mm-hmm. And
through your lawyers said, and
she gracefully removed me.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I mean, that could be seen as you were behind the book. Justin's in the book.
Do I get a check? Is there money coming from it?
Did anyone ever come to you and sort of say, how'd you manage to not be in the book?
Yeah. Yeah, someone did.
Oh, really? You know what? Do you want to share?
I mean, I ran into Justin recently, and his wife wasn't really happy that I wasn't in the book. And
Oh, wow.
I think she might have perceived it as like I'm mastermind behind that. I have nothing to do with the book. I told her, I said, look, I kindly asked not to be in it, and maybe they should have just done the same.
But they were worried. Him and his wife, Jessica, they thought maybe you were behind it.
Not Justin.
Oh, just her.
Yeah.
So was she upset?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
He says that Jessica Biel went to Sam and said, how did you get away with not being in the book? And Sam said, I just asked not to be in it. Why didn't you? And she was like, oh my God, you're so amazing. That's so amazing. Like, how did you get away with it? What? I'm sorry, what? You mean to tell me that Jessica Biel had a conversation with Sam Lutfi? In what planet? You guys, are we falling for this? This is so odd. And you're telling me that Britney Spears left this guy out of her book because his lawyers asked her not to? She left him out of the book probably because my guess is that she wanted to give him zero attention because he's a defamatory or a litigious guy. He is a disgusting, litigious guy that he sued the shit out of the family. This is my feeling. I could be wrong. I love Andy, who gave him a platform. Everyone can have a platform. But my feeling is that this is just another vulture in her life. And I don't know why everyone's like, thank God he's speaking for her. She doesn't like him. Why is he the spoken guy for her? So like, all of a sudden, like this guy that she doesn't speak to, that she has a restraining order against, that was around her when she was in the height of her crisis, did nothing to help her. The family sued him, put a restraining order against him, and then he ended up suing the family. What? All of a sudden, this is like, thank you. Then he completely goes and smears Jamie Lynn. Now, you can have your feelings about Jamie Lynn Spears. I don't think Jamie Lynn Spears is the best person in the entire world, but Kevin Federline does talk about Jamie Lynn Spears and exposes that she did write Kevin some letters throughout their, in the last few years that basically says, like, I feel for those kids and I feel for, or she wrote it either to the kids or I think she wrote the letter to Kevin's wife, actually, to Victoria, that said, I really feel for the boys that they're going through this, like as her sister. Apparently, Jamie Lynn is mad and unfollowed Kevin, but it doesn't matter. I believe that those letters were written. I don't think Kevin made that up out of thin air because I'm sure he would have been asked or could have been sued and could have been like, well, here are the letters. I have the letters. I'm sure the letters were written. Lance worked with Jamie Lynn on Dancing with the Stars. I asked him specifically, I was like, what are your thoughts on Jamie Lynn? Jamie Lynn is I just don't think she's like 100% the most intelligent person, if you know what I mean. I think she also was raised in the same family that Britney was as like the second kid. I think she's just kind of floating, if you know what I mean. I don't think that, I think it's just all bad. All bad. Now, when it comes to the night that she was out and drinking, allegedly intoxicated and erratic and driving that we showed the other day, the restaurant Red O, which is I call it a chain. It's not a chain. There's like 3 or 4. It's a upscale, like Mexican eatery here in Los Angeles. There's one in Westlake. There's one in, I think, like Thousand Oaks. There's one in La Jolla. It's a really nice restaurant. They were, the restaurant manager, his name is Oliver Wynn. He spoke to Us Weekly and he came out in Britney's defense and he said, nope, she was totally chill. She came here. She didn't even order alcohol. She just had a quesadilla and ordered a drink, but non-alcoholic. And then she left. Okay. She was totally fine. And my feelings on this is I have a couple friends that are high up in the restaurant industry here in Los Angeles. They own like 3 or 4 really, really nice restaurants in the Los Angeles area. And then I have other friends that manage really nice restaurants like Craig's and like, uppity up restaurants. If Us Weekly came to any of those restaurants that I just mentioned, and they knew that Britney Spears was there, and they had video footage of Britney Spears standing and kind of like chatting, holding a drink up, and then walking out and then getting their keys from the restaurant's valet at their restaurant, and then driving and swerving through the cars or through their lanes and then going home. And then Us Weekly, Us Magazine went to the restaurant manager or called, corporate or whatever and said, I have video of Britney Spears leaving your restaurant and getting keys from your valet. Do you have a statement to make? The manager will always protect the restaurant and the patrons because that's what the general manager is supposed to do. Because too many celebrities here in Los Angeles go out and they expect to have privacy when they go to these restaurants. They expect to go to these restaurants and be able to go out and have some drinks and have some, have a fun night, have some cocktails and maybe get a little loose and know and expect that the manager is not going to throw them under the bus if Us Magazine calls and says, what were they drinking? How much did they drink? Were they drunk? And that's how you develop trust with your patrons. So I don't, for any second, think that these restaurants are going to throw Britney Spears under the bus. But our eyes can see what our eyes can see. And I don't care if a restaurant is going to claim that she was chill and totally sober. I feel like I saw this and I saw the car. So I don't know. That's how I feel. Yeah, they could lose their liquor license. Their valet could get in trouble. Like there's a lot of liability when it comes to, think about how the restaurants and the bars are being sued in the Karen Reed trial. They're being sued from I forget now what their names are. Who are the restaurants and the bars named in the Karen Reed trial? I forgot. But if you provide too much liquor and then someone can drive drunk home, you can be responsible in some capacity for over-serving. So that's how I feel. The waterfall. And then what was the other one? The waterfall and I got to go to those restaurants. Got to make my way to Canton. See, we all remember the waterfall. It's like the waterfall and another one, Joy says. The waterfall and another one. Poor other one. It's an Irish bar. Yeah, it was like the waterfall and the Irish bar. No one remembers. Okay. Anyway, pray for Britney. But she says that it's not her. She keeps saying it's not her, but the restaurant has already confirmed that it's her. I do have some comments on my Instagram post about this that are like, Donna, it is not her. That is a body double and it's definitely not her. I understand that there's a couple people that are conspiracy theorists through McCarthy's, CF McCarthy's. I am sure that there are conspiracy theorists out there that are convinced from here until eternity that Britney Spears is not alive and this is not her, or maybe she is, or this is a clone of hers or whatever. Are we really there in life? Like, am I real? Am I a person? Yep, I'm real. Okay, guys, it's Britney, right? Watch, I get trolled about it. It is Britney, right? It is. It's Britney. It's Britney, bitch. Okay, let's move on to this other story, this final story about Lauren Mathias. Now, you guys, Lauren. Before I get into the Lord, one more thing about Britney, actually. One more thing about Britney. Do you know who I always think about is Jason Trawick? Jason Trawick is Britney Spears' ex-fiance, also used to be her agent. He used to be I want to say WME. Jason Trawick was with Britney Spears back in the years of 2009 to 2013. He was a very, very successful guy. And he was with her when she was like at her best, right? She was successful. She was beautiful. She was, she did well, but she was at that time, of course, in the conservatorship. I can't say that. Conservatorship. Do you guys remember this? I don't know specifically why they broke up. I think she broke up with him. I have an experience with Jason Trawick. I partied with him in Mexico. I always have a story about partying with someone in Mexico. In 2006, I went to Mexico on a bachelorette party, and this is a real throwback. This is a story, you guys. Zachary Ty Bryan. Zachary Ty Bryan's bachelor party was at the same exact time. Zachary Ty Bryan was the middle brother from Home Improvement. Home Improvement. He's also a very problematic guy. Don't look him up now. You're going to be shocked how many times he's been arrested. It wasn't my fault. It was his bachelor party. So we had one bachelorette party and one bachelor party. And we all went and we met up and we all partied at the same like Cabo freaking, I don't know, huge mansion. And while we're there, all these different celebrities are there, like circa celebrities. I would say like D-listers, okay? Including Jason Trawick. He's not a celebrity, but we met Jason, and Jason, it was like, yeah, I'm an agent. We start talking to Jason Trawick. He's there. He's hot. He's drinking. He's dancing, whatever. We're all partying. Let's get a couple other people that were there. Okay, this is so random. Boogie Mike Boogie from Big Brother. You guys remember that? Dr. Will. This is the kind of circle that was at this weekend. It was wild. It was a wild weekend. Patreon, I'll give you a behind the scenes. So Jason Trawick is there. We're all partying with him. We're having fun. We're talking about the fact that he's an agent, whatever. And then all of a sudden, a couple years later, he's like out with Britney Spears. But I'm like, this is such a cute couple. And she seemed like she had her shit together. I guess the world turned on him after the conservatorship or whatever. But I feel like if anyone's going to speak out for Britney, let it be him. Why did I freeze right there? Why am I frozen in that horrible way? They're coming to get me. Did you guys notice that? I froze in that awful way. So anyway, it was really, I just feel like he's the kind of guy that should speak for her, not the Sam guy. Where's Jason Trawick right now? Lou Taylor's coming for me. She can. Keep on coming, Lou. All right, just a really quick moment to tell you that before I get into Lauren, I want to get into Lauren really fast. As you guys know, I have some favorite sponsors that I work with on a constant basis. And I just want to remind you guys, if you want some really great deals, I have a newsletter that goes out every single Sunday night, and it has links to all my sponsors. It has links to all my codes. It has links to all my Patreons, all special episodes, and it has like behind the scenes of what's going on in my life. So make sure to sign up at dailydosepod.com and /newsletter, and you get links to everything. I have my great friend Lauren, my doser, who works on it every single week. It's a big part of my weekly routine. So make sure to sign up for the newsletter. In that, you can get links. Like I work with Grazie wine. I love it. It's some of my favorite wine. You can get some great discounts using the code grazie.com/dailydose. It's sugar-free wine. It is all organic boxed wine, but actually really, really good. I also work with Stay Body, which is my great body suits that I always say that you can pee with easily without unsnapping. Love that. I have my Butcher Box codes in there. I've got everything. So if you ever want codes, make sure to click on that. Go to dailydosepod.com/newsletter and you'll be able to get on that. Okay. So Joy says, LOL, be careful saying best friend Lauren right now could be misconstrued. Lauren Mathias is not my best friend. But I will tell you guys this. Yesterday, I did post about Lauren Mathias from Hidden True Crime for the first time. And wow, the haters came out swinging. Okay, Zachary Ty Bryan was the oldest brother. Sorry, I don't know my home improvement trivia. Lauren Mathias, I can see what's happening here in the hidden true crime community, or I should say the true crime community. Now, I don't consider myself part of the true crime community because I dabble in true crime. I don't only exclusively talk about true crime. I speak about pop culture, celebrity culture, reality TV, and true crime. I'm like an umbrella. I am an umbrella of entertainment. And because of that, I get a little bit of everything. I didn't realize how I kind of did when I was doing the Karen Reed trial, like how layered this is. There's so many people, there's so many elements, there's so many characters in this true crime community that I had no idea what was going on. I didn't understand. And the way that people came after me yesterday, number one, so many lovers because I've gained like 200 subscribers. I needed that after last week's purge. Thank you. Love you. Come on in. Welcome to the party. But also so many people that immediately dogged on me, hated me. How dare you go after Lauren? She didn't do anything wrong. You're so mean. She's getting stalked. And those people were never following me. They were never subscribed to me. They didn't even know who I was, but they are literally just probably seeking through the internet on anyone that's reporting about Lauren Mathias and immediately hating on them if they're posting about her in any way negative way. And that is how I honestly feel about it. Okay, so I truly feel, that this is a very, very polarizing community. When I was talking about Lauren yesterday, obviously I didn't watch the 9-hour live. Okay, how, when, who, how, who can do this? I'm sure some people did it, but how? I can't. Even if I wanted to, I don't know if I could, because it feels like it's pulling. It almost feels like you're searching through, like you're on Amazing Race and you're searching through the hay for the needle that doesn't exist. That's what watching parts of that live felt like. Get to the goods. Where are the goods? It's not there. So we're just seeking for nothing. And then what happens here is that if you are actually creating a 9-hour live, it better be good. It better be like, I got a golden ticket. Like, where's the golden ticket? Give us some bang for our buck. Time is of the essence here, right? We don't have a lot of time. I still haven't finished The Summer I Turned Pretty. Okay. I need to really utilize my time in a very good way. And when I first heard about Lauren Mathias, it was actually through Melanie Little. Melanie Little, when she first mentioned it 2 weeks ago, I like Melanie. I don't have an issue. So Melanie spoke about it in a very positive way. So I went into Lauren's 9-hour live with no judgment whatsoever until I started to see her cry. And then I was like, whoa. Then, of course, I saw Turtle Boy. And then I started to, of course, see, oh my God. But a lot of you guys in the DM said, no, listen to the paperwork, actually read the court order, read this, read that. And I did, and I listened, and I looked, and I still don't know what I'm seeing that is supposed to be in her defense. Like, am I missing the truth? Am I missing the reality that she's being stalked? Because it ain't here. It's like me looking for Blake's version of sexual harassment. It ain't here, girl. I put on my glasses too. I put on my bifocals and I still can't find it. Does she have a woman making vague TikToks about her that is really upsetting to her? Absolutely. I got that too. It's very hurtful. It sucks. It sucks so badly when you have mean girls on the internet making fun of you or talking crap about you. I get it. Okay? I get it. I know. I've got the Reddit posts about me. I've got the TikTokers about me. I got the YouTubers about me. It sucks. It hurts. It makes me cry. It does all of the things. It sucks. But stalking? And 9-hour live? And filming yourself cry in bed and then posting it? And saying that your 8-year-old can't sleep and is scared for their life? I'm going to call my bullshit meter. So here's what I think. I think, number one, when anyone says that your kids are miserable, depressed, panicked for their lives, scared for their lives, can't leave the house, can't do anything, concerned for this, concerned for that, I immediately, as a mom myself, so I'm not speaking out of turn, I'm saying this as a mom myself, say that if it's something that you're dealing with it yourself in your own life, and it has nothing to do with like the kid getting bullied at their school, because kids do get bullied at school. Kids have their own trauma to deal with at school or at soccer practice or gym or wherever, dance class, whatever. If you're getting your own drama at your work, your kids do not need to know anything about it. There is something called boundaries. And I personally have had to stop my stress and my tears and my anxiety for my kids, even though I'm feeling like I'm going to throw up, scream and cry because of my situation of what I'm going through online, because my kids are in the car. Like, it's happened many, 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 many times. Do you think that I am like sitting there crying to my 10-year-old about the fact that there's mean girls after me? If that ever happened? Like, no. Why? So that he's worried that girls are after his mommy? What, do I want my 10-year-old to have to be like my savior? That's weird. So that's a strange thing. That's just like a strange parenting choice. And I think Blake Lively said the same thing. My kids are like depressed about it. Didn't she like use something about her kids? I feel like that's like the same kind of vibes. Secondly, if you're going to go live and talk about something for 9 hours, the only goal is so that people talk about it. I just don't think that she ever thought people were going to talk about it in a negative way. That's it. Like, I think the goal was that people would talk about it 100%, because you don't go on a live YouTube platform for public consumption unless you want viewers. You want people like me, like you, like them, like all these other people that are watching and creating content. You want us all to be watching and creating content and regurgitating the information. You just don't want it to go not your way. But unfortunately, sometimes things don't land the way you want it to, right? So like, it's going to go either way. And unfortunately, this one just didn't go your way. But if you wanted it to stay private and you didn't want this negative attention, then you shouldn't have gone public. You could have had like a members only. You could have had a private community, and that's it. Like, it was your choice. You did this publicly. You brought us in. For the people that were commenting, this is only for clicks and views, you're doing this as like an opportunist. And my answer to that is, well, it is my job. That's what I do here. I mean, I'm being honest. You guys wanted me to cover it and I'm covering it. Like, that's the truth. It's content. Everything is content. Everything is content. I'm not trying to like bully her. I'm literally just recapping exactly my feelings on a very public YouTube situation. I'm not going into her DMs. I've never even followed her. I don't subscribe to her. I don't know who she is, minus the fact that it's become a very, very popular YouTube thing. And you know how like it works with your algorithm? Once you see one video, then all of a sudden all the videos are about it. Now, apparently, there's also a lot of other connections, right? Her assistant Grayson, that I thought was her son yesterday, which is hilarious because now I feel like I know so much more than I did yesterday. Grayson, her assistant, used to work for Annie Elise from Serialously, who I adore. I love Annie. And there's a little bit of drama there, right? And Grayson's like a little, a lot of the catalyst for this kind of, drama between her and other creators. See, the thing about Lauren that has come to light, and sometimes this happens when you start to create this public drama, is that other people start to say, wait, there was this thing that happened between Lauren and I too. And there's this woman that went live today. Well, she actually went live a couple nights ago, and she is involved in the Lori Vallow murder trial. She was the aunt of Josh JJ Vallow, and her name is Krisha. I hope I'm saying it right. Is it Kresha or Krisha? I'm so sorry. Krisha K. Easton. And she is a victim. Okay. She's a victim. And 3 months ago, she gave a victim impact statement at the trial. She was obviously very, very involved in the trial. Those people, I did not cover the trial. So I apologize that I am coming in from like an outsider's perspective, but I've gotten a little bit more insider now. Oh, it was Chad's niece? Chad Daybell's niece? Okay, thank you. I love how I'm like, is it Krisha or Kresha? And then Micah just writes Kresha. But I know it's spelled that way, but is it Krisha or Kresha? How do you pronounce it? Kresha. I'm assuming Kresha. Anyway, she seems very sweet. She seems very kind. She seems very warm. And one thing I really do get is a vibe from people. Maybe that's like the casting director in me. I do immediately just kind of get an energy from people when I first see them talk. And she definitely does have a good she has a warmth to her. She seems like she's just, she's truly just a victim. She doesn't seem like an angry woman. She doesn't seem like a mad woman. She doesn't seem, awful. Okay, it's pronounced Kresha, spelled Krisha. Yeah, you guys, trying hardest. I'm trying the hardest. This is like you guys coming into the makeup industry out of nowhere. Like we're trying our hardest, okay? I dabble. So she's gone live a couple times, and she tried to go live and cover this because she has not had the best experiences with Lauren. Lauren came in and was covering this trial a few months ago, and for however long, obviously. And she didn't have the best experiences with her. And she came in and was covering this 9-hour live 2 nights ago and got a copyright strike from Hidden True Crime from Lauren. And this was the moment where everyone was like, whoa. So now you can go live for 9 hours, and then you now are putting a copyright strike on someone that you don't like talking about your live for 9 hours, a victim who you were alongside with during this trial, who experienced really, truly the most awful experience during this trial. I mean, during this murder, experience. So like, it's really yucky why you can be the victim, Lauren, but no one else can be a victim and no one can talk about it, even though you've made a living off talking about other people's trials and tribulations. So this is the challenge with feeling bad for someone like Hidden True Crime, is if you're going to expose yourself and put yourself out there for 9 hours, you have to allow that people will talk about it. Like, that's just the truth. 9 hours. This isn't like a 10-minute, 5-minute, 2-minute, 1-minute TikTok. 9 hours. So Kresha is and I bless Joy, who is one of my listeners here, who's very, very invested. She goes, this is why I almost had a heart attack yesterday, LMAO. She sent me a DM, an email, and I bless you, Joy. She sent me an email and she goes, this entire hidden true crime story is beyond crazy. I don't even know where to begin. She started out covering the Daybell case and a lot of other cases. She supposedly has 341,000 subs on YouTube, but only 20% viewership. A lot of people believe, by the way, that she has not that she has purchased a lot of her subs because she apparently doesn't have the 100,000 plaque. You know how when you get 100,000, you get that plaque. And so a lot of people are questioning, did she even earn those 300,000? But whatever, that's kind of besides the point. She had some contract workers, as she calls them. One was this girl named Christina. This is the main story. She has royally screwed Christina over and over, and Christina has gone to expose her, but never mentioned her name through her TikToks, nothing. Lauren then tried to go to court and slam Christina for stalking, but nothing happened. The judge threw it out. She did not want cameras and Lauren, etc., in the courthouse because she would have been exposed for the liar that she is. This is according to the email from Joy here. Christina bought a ticket on her own to CrimeCon, which is like Comic-Con for the crime community, a year in advance. And Lauren from Hidden True Crime filed a bogus harassment order to get her kicked out. Lauren's ticket was gifted to her the way after Christina bought hers. So she not only thinks that this girl, her old contractor / friend, was stalking her, but she also now found a way to kick her out of a public CrimeCon community because she's stalking her. Meanwhile, another contractor who worked for Lauren was an attorney. Her name is Lori Hellis. So now this is a second girl. Lori, who also has a YouTube channel. I did see that today. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. If you guys can remember it, you let me know who Lori Hellis's name. Yes, it's not this Christina, not my mod Christina. She ain't the stalker. So this other Lori Hellis is an attorney who left working with Lauren because she was tired of Lauren's lying, etc. Before parting ways with Lauren, though, she wrote a book. She sent Lauren Mathias a copy of the manuscript because they were supposed friends. And then Lauren not only hijacked it, but sent it out to other people and then contacted Lori Hellis's future publisher. Lauren also has an 8-year-old child who she says is fearing for his mother's life and does not eat because he's scared for the safety of his mother. Then Joy says, OMG, can you say CPS, please? Meanwhile, Lauren Mathias's brother gets into a horrific accident. He is brain dead, basically in a coma for 2 years. Lauren is nowhere to be found. Go figure. Instead, she is inserting herself into the lives of dead victims' families in court cases. Before her brother dies, Lauren is, of course, not there. She wants his sperm. And this is where we get into on this week's episode of Days of Our Lives. Like, what? She wants his sperm. She wants his legacy to go on. She contemplates getting his sperm and carrying his child or finding a surrogate. Yeah, are you as disgusted as me now? This is what the email says. Then this is brought out by Christina on TikTok and other people. Of course, now Lauren now denies it. However, on her 9-hour stream, she totally contradicts herself. Now, fast forward yet again. Keisha from the YouTube channel, or Kesha, can't remember, Difficult Research, that's her YouTube channel. She's a family member of the deceased Daybell family, the exact family that Lauren said that her comatose brother, who died that day, did not want her to be there with him. Instead, wanted her to be with the dead kids at the court case and the verdict of the Daybell trial. So Keisha, an actual victim who was killed by Lori Daybell, went to expose Lauren for her lies last night. And guess what Lauren did? You guessed it. Turned Keisha's channel into YouTube to have the video stricken. So then she ends up saying, didn't you feel like I just gave you a year update on General Hospital? You cannot make this shit up. So this morning I was watching Keisha Kresha's video on YouTube. She was live again and she was talking about it. And the way I look at it is this. There's a lot of different personalities involved. There's a lot of different characters involved. It's very, very fascinating. This whole community of hidden true crime, YouTube community, true crime community, or whatever. If I die, or I'm sorry, if my husband dies, please do not extract his sperm. I'm just putting that out there right now. Okay. I'm speaking for Lance. Secondly, this is quite an eye-opening look into human psychology and human behavior, because to choose to go into your public domain, your YouTube public domain, and bring this on to yourself, when the person that is creating these TikToks stalking you had, I think at the time, under 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I'm sorry, on TikTok. I think she had under 1,000 followers on TikTok. But now it's become this huge YouTube story. What a way to dig your own grave in the community. How can anyone take you seriously now? How? She only had around 300 subs on TikTok. So she was speaking to no one. She had an audience of 3 people. And this woman who had a professional career on YouTube reporting for these things decided to bring this out and make this her legacy. You have to wonder about personalities like this. This is her legacy. So we will continue to see if there's any updates. Just a couple days ago, she and her husband doubled down on the video for 3 more hours. He talked about Brad Pitt. There is something interesting about people and their Brad Pitt connections. We will continue to talk about it. I like YouTube drama. It feels interesting. It feels when it's not about me, it's interesting. When it's about me, I want to hide in a hole. But interesting, Miranda says, well, now she's famous. Infamous, maybe, but maybe she wanted this kind of attention. If you want this kind of attention, some people do like this kind of negative attention. I don't understand why you'd want this kind of negative attention. I just don't see how this turns around in a positive way for her. But we'll have to see. Nicole says, it's so cringe and embarrassing. None of us would know anything if she didn't do the 9-hour live. That's the thing. You got to bring attention to yourself for this to happen. And she did. Her husband cried over Brad Pitt. He compared Lauren to Angelina Jolie. Well, that's a wrap for us guys today. I hope that you guys have a great day. My name is Jennifer Aniston. Thank you so much for subscribing to the show. And thank you for being here, everyone. And I will see you guys tomorrow. If there's any updates, please shoot me a DM over at This Is Donna Bowling on Instagram. I want to be up on all the updates, okay? Subscribe and like this channel and this episode if you want any more information. And please, in the comments, let me know which celebrity you are channeling today. Because right now I'm Jennifer Aniston, but tomorrow I'll be Margot Robbie. I just will never be Blake Lively. Peace.